You join us here at the Reading Center, or Lukukeskus, on the shores of the Töölö Bay. And we're going to be looking at some books for children and teens, starting with one deep from the forest. If you've ever wondered what it would be like to meet a real-life bear, then this book is for you. It's super fun and informative and just a little bit fearsome. The book makes sure to note that polar bears, while also big and furry, are quite a different animal altogether. This delightful work is illustrated by Bondestam, with engaging writing from Finnish author Malin Kivelä and Danish writer Glaz Serup. The book was a runner-up in Sweden's August Literary Award and is currently shortlisted for the Children's Lit Prize of the Nordic Council of Ministers. And it's a beautiful work as well. And speaking of fierce, here's another great little novel. Vampire stories have seen a big resurgence in recent years, but here's one that's a gem all on its own. This is a fantasy thriller that's written in such an interesting way that translators will have their work cut out for them. The protagonist, Aleksi, dreams of being a professional esports player. He meets Nora in an ice cream bar, but she doesn't just have a sweet tooth. She's actually a vampire and 100 years old. The story leaps from page to page, complete with all the trappings of vampire lore. And into the wider world and everything that's waiting there to be discovered. This little big book is wonderfully informative and a way for children to get excited by science and research. Interests and hobbies that are fostered at a young age can help people find their place as professional researchers later in life. One of the characters in the book loved the starry skies as a child and now seeks out new exoplanets for a living. Another speaks of their keenness for adventures with buried treasure and is now an archaeologist. The book takes its young readers from the South Pole to a pharmaceutical lab, sparks wonder on the brink of a volcano, and tells tales of yore from the Middle Ages. This is a book that shows how anyone can become a researcher by following their passion. It's best suited for budding scientists aged around 4 to 7 years old. And finally here we have the Book of Oboin. It's a multi-layered and finely constructed fantasy novel for young readers. The main character is a 13-year-old boy who runs away and ends up in the mysterious Mountain City, where his life changes completely. The theme of the book revolves around literacy. No one in Mountain City can read, and even the protagonist doesn't believe in stories at first. But the story avoids being preachy. It's just a fantastic tale of adventure. And it just so happens that in honor of Reading Week, the Book of Oboin will be delivered to schools all around Finland for youngsters to discover.